With the recent disastrous launch of Assassin's Creed Shadows and the announcement of a partial takeover via Tencent, many people were celebrating, as surely they will turn the company around and banish the DEI demons to the Shadow Realm. Right, guys? Right?
Right? Wrong.
Tencent is one of, if not the largest gaming publishing company in the world, and it is based in West Taiwan. They own shares in most major studios that aren't directly owned by one of the big three, and a few that are. I'll list off just a few here to demonstrate my point. There's FromSoft, publishers of Pick Your Souls Like the Day, Fat Shark, publishers of Darktide, Vermintide, and quite a few other titles, Ubisoft, Activision Blizzard, Grinding Your Games, Funcom, Larian, Epic, Riot, and Remedy, too. And that's just Tencent. That singular company has massive influence in the industry, and that is before I mention the companies China owns wholly. NetEase, publishers of Once Human, Marvel Rivals, and half a dozen other titles not worth mentioning, are also thralls to the CCP, as in a Marxist country, there is no such thing as a private company. So at this point, you're probably going, Pete, that's a nice list you got there, but I would assume that there is a point to all of this. Why, yes, my cleverly constructed straw man, there is. You see, for the last couple of years, we've been bombarded with a narrative that China is here to save us all from the degenerate Western game developers and wokeness. And what I am attempting to demonstrate here is that that is the farthest thing from the truth. Take Ubisoft as an example. Tencent owned a significant portion of the shares of that studio for decades and did nothing to forestall the DEI and Marxistification of their franchises. Come on, guys, am I the only one who remembers all the commie propaganda in the Far Cry and Assassin's Creed games that all started decades ago? Or I could bring up the bear in the room and point out that they own a rather large share of Larian Studios, and I don't think I need to explain the rather obvious wokery at play there, but for the people who have the memory of a chipmunk, or the people who have been living under a rock for the past decade, the pronouns and PP politics in that game were kept under wraps right up until release, and then they basically banned anyone who complained from the forums and Discord and told people to just lump it. And because the overall quality of the game was high enough that most people just shrugged, moved on playing the game anyway. And Tencent owns 30% of Larian. If they were really intent on excising degeneracy from the industry, they would hardly be bearing, pun intended, DEI pushers. Which brings me around to the motive for all of this. The purpose of any system is what it does, and what the CCP is currently doing is helping Western companies kill themselves via DEI and ESG initiatives so that they can come in and buy them up or at least remove them as competition. Marvel Rivals, for example, would have probably enjoyed less in the way of success if Western hero shooters didn't suck dick through a hose, but because studios like Blizzard and Sony were crippled by DEI and were more interested in making a roster that was full of representation instead of making characters that looked cool, Marvel Rivals was able to just come in and become the dominant market force, and we are stuck staring at some of the finest assets Chicom Crash can buy. By doing this, they poison the public against Western developers by helping fund the wokery that killed games like Dragon Age Veilguard and Concord, and Assassin's Creed Shadows, bankrupting the studios that created them, and they can just buy them up for a pittance, or provide a appealing alternative, thus gaining massive influence in the Western market. In conclusion, I'm not saying that you can't play or like these games created by CCP-controlled companies, and I'm not denying their quality, or lack thereof in certain cases, but I'm asking customers to be aware and make informed decisions in regards to what they consume. But please, do tell me what you think down below, leave a like on the video if you enjoyed it, and consider subscribing. Have a great day, and until next time, this has been Pete, the Radical Nerd, signing off.
Betrayed one village.